Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We fucking excited in here today. Oh yeah, buddy. Oh yeah, buddy. Welcome to the damn channel, y'all. This is what you call the real NFL nerd channel right here. This is what we do. This is the realest NFL channel right here, man. You want to talk about all football? All football. This is for the football nerds right here. Ain't no Disney Channel bullshit. Ain't no Willy Wonka bullshit. This is the real shit right here. Welcome to the channel. We gonna talk about the NFL free agency, and I'm hyped. I'm hyped. I know a lot of people are here talking about the March Madness. Now I don't even care about that madness. I care about the NFL madness because I'm your host right here, man. You know what I'm saying? The G to the U to the R to the U. We speaking that football shit now. For y'all supporting the channel, I appreciate y'all, man. All the link is in the chat session, and the link would also be in the description. As far as we got the donation, the Venmo, the PayPal, the Cash App. I appreciate all y'all, man, that donate to the channel, donate to the cause, man. Donate to the cause. I gotta tell y'all, this channel is not about no analytical shit. We don't do none of those analytical shit right here. It's all about the eye test, the analytical. It's all about what we see. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of your new generation cats focus on that analytical. I don't watch no box scores. I'm not about that box score life, man. I'm about that eye test life. So I got to see it, man. It's called my analytics, man. Analytics. So I'm excited about this episode today. And I'm really, really am excited. And I couldn't just stop thinking about it because the free agencies is going crazy. I'm talking about the NFL free agency is going crazy. This is like one of my favorite time of the year, for real. This is one of my favorite time of the year because every team, every fandom, every fan base, they all are like, you know what? You know what I'm saying? We all in it. We got to get this play right here to help us get to the next level. And then you got other teams that are like, oh man, all the fan base are like, oh man, we lost this player, but we getting this player. Or we need a veteran, or we need somebody young. I'm super, super jacked up and super excited about what we're going to talk about today. This is my favorite time. I love the playoff, I love the draft, and I love the damn NFL offseason for real, for real. So I'm gonna drop the link, and I see my guy out here, man, Jeremiah, the football corner. I appreciate you, big dog. I'm gonna send you the link real quick, man. I'm gonna send you the link, and we gonna chat this up right there, man. We gonna chat it up. But look, man, there's a whole bunch of things in the free agency that I love, man. I'm loving what teams are doing. I'm loving what the Bengals are doing. I'm loving what the Cowboys are doing. Even though I grew up anti-Cowboys fan, I grew up hating, despising the Cowboys, man. But you know what? Jerry Jones and those guys, they're doing a little something, something. I ain't even mad at them. They're doing something, something. Stephon Gilmore adding out Brandon Cooks. I see what y'all doing over there in D-Town, man. I see what y'all doing. I see the 49ers making move, you know what I'm saying, adding extra strength in the D-line with Mr. Hargrave. So I see what you're doing. I'm peeping it. I'm the football nerd, man. That's why they call me the guru for real. This is what I do. Anything football, this is what I do. And this is the real shit right here on this channel. We are football nerds. Football all day, every day. I know a lot of people watching the damn NCAA tournaments and shit, but fuck all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no basketball cat. This is strictly football. So if you're a football lover, yeah, you go ahead and subscribe to this channel because this is what we do right here. Call us the football nerd, man. And I'm the number one football nerd, the G to the U to the R to the U. So once again, this channel is different, man. We don't do that Disney Channel shit. You know what I'm saying? No Little Mermaid shit. No, 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 no. We gonna talk about real shit. How we want to talk about it. That's how we roll in this channel. We're not about that Fox Sports. Nah. We're about that locker room talk. You all know if you ever play this game, you all know it's a different conversation in the locker room. So look, man. So when you get on this channel, we doing locker room talk. So no holds barred. We say what the fuck we want to say in our mind, man. Because we keep it real on this motherfucking channel. All that sugarcoating shit, nah. We don't do that. So once again, I appreciate y'all, man. I got the links all there in the chat room right there. You know what I'm saying? When y'all want to donate to the channel, we got the PayPal, the Venmo, the Cash App. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all the love I've been getting. I appreciate love from everyone. And you know what I'm saying? Like I see my boys about to come in there. Football corner. I see you, dude. I see you, Jeremiah. Hit that link though. I just dropped the link. You know what I'm saying? Get on here, man. Let's square it off, man. Let's square it off. So First of all, I want to talk about, you know what I'm saying? I love what the Detroit Lions are doing over there. I like what Brad Holmes is doing. They're doing sneaky shit. You know what I'm saying? I love GMs that make the sneaky. You don't got to be the splashy move, because it's not about the splashy move sometimes, man. It's about that little sneaky little moves you make right there, man. Brad Holmes out there, he killing it with the Lions. I love what he did with the Cam Sutton move, man. Cam Sutton, I feel like he's an underrated DB. I feel like wherever he goes, man, wherever he goes, he makes sure he put a name for himself. Obviously, the Chicago Bears, man, Ryan Poles. I'm like, Chicago Bears, I see what you're doing. Ryan Poles, the first year GM out there balling. I'm like, damn, bro, making all this move. I'm like, the Bears got all this money in the world, man. They're like, you know what they said? It ain't tricking if you got it. And they got up. They got all that salary cap, so they paying. I see Tremaine Edmonds coming over there. You know what I'm saying? I love the trade with the Carolina Panthers, moving down with the first of all pick, adding DJ Moore. You know, I'm a big DJ Moore fan. If y'all know my channel, I'm all about DJ Moore representing the DMV. So, and don't forget, y'all see me. I got the little Denver Broncos situation going on. So Sean Payton making sneaky moves. You know, I like little shicey Sean Payton, always doing some shiesty shit, man. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited about that situation going on. So the whole landscape of the league right now, the whole landscape leading up to the NFL draft, this is like the best time to be a fan. No bullshit. It's the best time to be a fan, man, because every fan base from Chicago to Seattle to the Rams, even the Rams and the Dolphins. In fact, the Dolphins just did a sneaky little move I love too on the way, man. I love that move for Jalen Ramsey, man. You put that with Vic Fangio, bro. You all know Vic Fangio is the best defensive coordinator in the league, especially when it comes to defensive backs. Woo, man. I'm excited to see Javon Holland. Hey, Javon Holland is a dog, Slim. He's a motherfucking dog, Slim. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be one of the best playmaking defensive player in all of football, not just the secondary, man, because Vic Fangio be putting his DBs in position to win. That's what I love about him. That's what I love about the Miami situation, man, because I know what Vic Fangio is going to do to Jalen Ramsey. Real talk, I know what he's going to do. You got me dropping my notes and shit. I got my notes, dog. I got my notes. Where my guy at, yo, Jeremiah, you got the link? You seen the link? Hop on here, man. Hop on this link, baby. Let's talk this football shit, you know? I love my man's content, man. Y'all got to go follow my guy, man. The Football Corner podcast. That's my guy right there. So, hey, I'm talking about this dude be working hard, man. Be putting out content. And you know the guru, I love guys that be putting out content because they blind, hey, they grinding like me. We always be putting out content, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Did you get the link? Yo, you get the link? I dropped the link on the chat room there. Did you get the link? See, got my guy up here, man. I know I told him to drop the link out there, man. Right there, get in that chat room. I know I dropped the link, baby. Go ahead, bro. And let's get on this shit so we get this party started, man. So all in all, I appreciate all you. Once again, man, I appreciate y'all donating to the channel. I appreciate that y'all helping, you know what I'm saying, get the channel to the next level, baby. You know what I mean? So, like I said, the link is right there on the chat. The link is also going to be in the description box. So y'all make sure y'all use the link in the chat or the link in the description box, man, as far as the Venmo, the Cash App, as well as also the PayPal. All right. So we're going to get right to it, big dog. We're going to get right to it. So I want to talk about, there he is. There go my guy right here, man. There go my guy. Let me get him in here real quick, man. Let me get him in here.
Yo.
Straight up from the ATL, Shotty. Straight up to the ATL, Shotty. And you see, hey, I love what the Falcons are doing. So, you know, I got to get somebody straight from the ATL to talk about them dirty birds, Shotty.
Dirty birds signing Jesse Bates, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, Jesse Bates is an undercover beast. No bullshit, man. He's an undercover, like my man, undercover brother. I love what Jesse Bates be doing on the low. Not a big name guy, but he's a guy that's always in the right place at the right time, man. Great guy, man, on the field, always making plays. You all know the Bengals. I know Joe B get all the love for the Bengals, but Jesse Bates signed a big-time contract. Put him in that with AJ Terrell. Hey, yo, hey, I like what you're doing over there in ATL, baby.
Definitely, definitely. So I'm gonna start off with talking about the Bengals because the Bengals lost both their safeties. Von Bell left, went to the Panthers, and of course Jesse Bates went to the Falcons. And now the Bengals have a problem in their secondary. See, I thought their secondary was their strong suit the past 2 years when they've been making playoff runs to the AFC Championship game, one time going to the Super Bowl. Now Joe Burrow, they got a new offensive lineman, so they'll be able to protect Joe Burrow a little bit better. But if you're gonna play guys like Trevor Lawrence, Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen in the playoffs, now even Aaron Rodgers, who's going to the Jets, once they get that deal done, you're going to need your DBs to step up. And it sucks that they lost both their DBs, but if it can help the Falcons, it can help one of my teams, I'll take it all day.
See, I want to push back a little bit, man, because Lou Anaromo is a beast. Don't get it wrong for the DC, for the Bengals. He's a beast. But I obviously thought this D lineman, the D line, the front seven, I thought they were the strength of the Bengals as far as defensively. Obviously, you got Trey Henderson over there. You got Hubbard over there. So I like that. And then Logan Wilson as far as those guys as far as defensively. So honestly, bro, I really, really love the Bengals as far as what they do defensively on the defensive line. I always thought Eli Apple was a weak link. You know, obviously Von Bell and Jesse Bates are excellent as far as defensively.
Mm-hmm.
But all in all, bro, I didn't really think, you know what I'm saying? I think Lou Anaromo could do a little something to adjust as far as the safety aspect of things. But I don't really think it's going to be a major loss because once we look at it, the Bengals are really an offensive team.
Yes, definitely. With Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. But my biggest concern with the Bengals offense is next season, after the season's over with, people are going to have to get paid. You forget Joe Burrow and T. Higgins are in the same draft class, and Joe Burrow's about to get that bag. He's going to get that mega $200 million contract for the next 7 years. So
200, I gotta stop you real quick. With 200, now you talking little money, man. I gotta talk. So first of all, we got my other guy right here, man, Mr. Sports PSP. I mean, this dude talking about a content motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? Purnell, what are you from Jersey? The content king right here, man. This dude right here, I'm talking about. I thought I grind. This dude is the hardest content provider in the game right now, man. That's why I'm jacked up. Y'all get to see this dude speak his shit. Because trust me, man, hey, I'm talking about at least every 2 hours I get educated by this brother, man, when he be talking his shit on that fucking podcast. I'm talking about Brian Gumble and this motherfucker. Every type of sports you want, this dude is the motherfucking man. What it do, big dog?
What it do, baby? How y'all doing?
Chilling.
Man, you already know living the dream, man. You know it, man. We talking about this free agency shit, and just to get you wrapped up, man. He's my guy over there from the A. He's talking about the Bengals as far as them losing both safeties, Von Bell and Jesse Bates. Obviously, what's your
that's some big losses there.
The Bengals move.
Yeah, I think with the Bengals defensively, they definitely took a step back, losing those pieces. I definitely like the addition of Orlando Brown Jr. I was actually kind of surprised that he went to the Bengals. I mean, he kind of pulled off a KD, except this time he went to the team that he beat instead of going to the team that beat him. But hey, got to get your money. You're worth according to the market, so I ain't got no problem with him going. They're going to take care of Joe Burrow. They're not leaving Joe Burrow with 200 million. He wants Deshaun. I wouldn't blame him if he wants Deshaun Watson money, 230 or more than that. But when is Lamar going to get his money? When is he going to get his bread?
Facts. Now you talking. Now you talking.
Hey, hold up,
Since
man.
we're talking about money, we got to talk about Lamar.
Hey, what's my thought about Lamar? So what y'all thinking? Because I might be the minority in this situation. I ain't going to lie to y'all, man. No bullshit. Like, I'm not the biggest Lamar guy. I really am not the biggest Lamar guy, man. I think Lamar is an excellent athlete. You know what I mean? I don't really put him as a quarterback. I don't put him in that category. I put him as one of those athletes. He kind of reminds me like we all play ball, man, in high school. You know what I'm saying? There's always that one great athlete. Even in Pee Wee, you go back through in Pee Wee League, you get that one great athlete that's faster. He might not be able to throw the ball as great, but he's faster than everyone. They put his ass at fucking quarterback. That's what they do. I think Lamar is a superb NFL athlete that's playing quarterback. But as far as the Lamar fans out there, I'm like, Lamar deserves some money. But honestly, I haven't seen what Lamar really have done. I'm not worried about regular season. We're talking about the Ravens here. The Ravens historically are a winning organization. And the way the Ravens win kind of remind me like Pittsburgh, not NFC North. The way they win is defense. That's their identity is defense, and then play that little, elementary school football, run, and play action pass. So as far as Lamar equation in this, I think the Ravens are doing the right thing. I don't think overall he fits the landscape of what the Ravens as an organization are personally. Like I said, I think Lamar is a great individual athlete. But as far as taking me to the promised land, because the Ravens are they're not one of them low budget organizations. They're trying to win Super Bowls. They're high level organizations. And frankly, in my time of watching this game, it's hard to see a guy like Lamar and his style of play contribute to Super Bowl winning. We haven't really seen that yet. You guys might correct me if I'm wrong, but we haven't really seen that. And I think you're giving a guy the deal he wants, man, you better take him to the promised land. And right now, I don't know if it's too much beating towards the end of the years, but Lamar really don't get better as the season progressed, in my opinion. I call him like a Tua type of quarterback. When it's August, September, October, he's a beast. But, man, when he gets to November, December, playoff-style football weather, I'm kind of skeptical of Lamar, man. I'm going to wait to see approach, bro. And I won't pay him. If I was the Ravens, I don't think he's worth all that bread, personally.
So I'm going to say this. I'm going to put this in perspective, at least according to what Lamar Jackson said. So Lamar Jackson, of course, came out earlier this week on Twitter saying they only offered him a 3-year, $133 million contract guaranteed. So if we put in that context, there's two quarterbacks making more money than him right now if they offer him that much. That'll be Russell Wilson. We saw the train wreck in Denver. And we got Kyler Murray, who's never even won a playoff game. Okay, both guys are making $160 million guaranteed when they got their contract extensions. So if you want to talk about Lamar Jackson doesn't deserve, well, just pay him $180. Give him $180. Give him $180 million guaranteed with a 4-year contract. He deserves that much because he's won a unanimous MVP. He's the youngest quarterback to do so. He has a 70% winning percentage.
He's like 45-16 as like a starter.
Yeah. Like only two other guys
in the playoff.
I feel you, but here's the thing: Daniel Jones got his bread. Daniel Jones and I look. That's on the Giants because they didn't pick up his 5th-year option. That's on them. But at the same time, what does Lamar Jackson got to do? Like Deshaun Watson, if he's trying to get Deshaun Watson $230 million guaranteed, that's going to be a problem because the Ravens, I don't see them giving them that kind of money. But Lamar should definitely be in that conversation because, wait a minute, unlike Deshaun Watson, as this gentleman broke it down, I've won an MVP unanimously. I became the first since Brady to do that back in 2010. And unlike Deshaun, I ain't got no character issues. No off-the-field issues, none of that stuff. I'm a model citizen. I don't get into any legal issues whatsoever. And I've proven I've gotten better. Now, you want to say I haven't performed well in the playoffs? That's fair. But he mentioned Kyler Murray. Y'all know I got a Kyler Murray poster in my wall. Y'all know I love me some OU, and I'm a big Kyler fan. But he ain't worth more money than Lamar Jackson. As painful as that is for me to admit, he ain't worth Lamar Jackson money. And Kyler, we talk about durabilities with Lamar Jackson. Kyler is about my size. I'm 5'10", 5'11". Kyler is probably shorter. He's probably like 5'8", 5'9". And he got his bread. And he's coming off an ACL. So my thing is with Lamar, for me, I would love to see him in DC. That ain't happening. That'll never happen because Ron Rivera, the organization, ain't gonna do that, and I don't believe Baltimore. They're gonna ship him to DC. But if I'm Lamar Jackson and if a deal can't reach out, I don't play a down this season. I don't.
My big thing, like I said, Lamar is the hardest subject matter. My big thing is there's certain organizations that are desperate. You know what I mean? It's like if you're a guy, man, we got girls, man. If you dated, the top of the top girls, you date models. You could get all the baddest girls you could want. You don't even got to worry about faking the phone. Yeah, I got this. I got this. Are you gonna be as desperate, or are you gonna be like an organization like the Arizona Cardinals, who really have never really got anything, and then you got a Kyler Moore, you got a pretty girl, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, marry me, marry me, marry me. So my situation is, I think it's based on the organization as far as desperation. It's like, do you really think the Ravens are desperate to give Lamar that much? And historically, like, we got to realize the Ravens made that mistake once. Once you've been burnt, you remember. They did that with Joe Flacco. If you don't recall, they ended up paying
Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl, so they had no
Super Bowl
choice.
MVP.
They did, and they paid him, and look what happened afterwards, right? What happened to the organization a little bit? That's the reason why they got a Lamar Jackson in a sense.
Right.
So if you already know what happened, and when they did win that Super Bowl with Joe Flacco, let's just be real. Joe Flacco is a way better postseason quarterback than Lamar. I could say that without
definitely.
No one would dispute that.
Exactly. So with that said, and I'm the Ravens, and I historically have a championship type team, built around this guy. And now you tried it for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? You change the offense to him, you give him offensive line, you give him what he needs at his skill set. And to me, the Ravens feel like he already hit his climax. The climax is he won one playoff game against the Tennessee Titans. Yes, kudos. Now, do we see Lamar doing more than what he's already accomplished in the league? We talk about this MVP. To me, how was the last time we seen an MVP quarterback other than, obviously, we're going to take Mahomes out of it because he's another alien. You know what I mean? But what MVP quarterback really won the Super Bowl most recently? Take away Mahomes. Aaron Rodgers back-to-back MVP, and he losing the first round. But Aaron Rodgers not asking for $500 million. So I'm like, Lamar, you keep talking about MVP, or I won the MVP. That's an individual award, bro. Mm-hmm. You won the MVP. But what happened with the Ravens? The Ravens lost in the first round of the playoffs. So I think the Ravens, as an organization, looking at the bigger picture. And I don't think Lamar really fits the bigger picture of what they're trying to do. Now, you could have a desperate organization like the Washington Commanders, who are desperate as hell. Yes, they might pay him that money, or, maybe the Tennessee Titans. But as far as the Baltimore Ravens, man, I would stand my ground just like Ozzie did, man. I'm like, oh, my guy DeCosta did. I'm like, you know what, Lamar? I've seen everything I've seen from you. I've seen you when you won your MVP. And what did that do for me as an organization?
All right, but here's the thing, though. If you feel like Baltimore, you're in no need to give him the contract. Where else are you going to get a quarterback that's comparable or better than Lamar Jackson? And if you say you want to build and help Lamar and get him some weapons, you saw what that wide receiver aired out to DeCosta, the GM, I think. Mm-hmm. And everything he said was true. Yeah. I mean, it's not like he was lying or fabricating or anything like that. If you don't want to give Lamar his money, hey, but it's going to be hard to find a quarterback that is comparable or better than Lamar Jackson. And if you say you want to win championships, which defense has been their signature, we all know from their days, from Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, Ed Reed, Haloti Ngata, and all of them. And if you want to give Lamar some weapons, you damn sure better do your part. Otherwise, if you see Lamar Jackson leave and go play somewhere else and becoming even more than what he is, y'all are going to be scratching your head like, damn, what the fuck did we do? We let a guy like Lamar Jackson go? And I understand the Joe Flacco point, but Joe Flacco was never Lamar Jackson. No one thought Joe Flacco would win a Super Bowl or do this type of stuff. Lamar Jackson, I get it. Postseason, Lamar can't touch Flacco. We get that. But Flacco on his best day can't touch Lamar as far as overall. Good luck finding another Lamar Jackson if you're Baltimore. That's what I'm saying.
I really want to put this out there. So put it in perspective of how much Lamar Jackson has had to go through. So number one, he doesn't have an offensive head coach, which is defensive head coach. So everything they have done so far have been focused on the defense. I mean, they just paid Roquan Swift, who's an all-pro linebacker, like a boatload. They just brought out the Brinks truck and gave him all this money, right? But they don't want to do that to go get him a number one receiver. I can name 3 quarterbacks that were bums, literal bums, before they got number one receivers. Kyler Murray, bummish. Josh Allen, bummish. And so was Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, they always talk about his replacement. They want to replace Jalen Hurts before he got A.J. Brown. So when you get a good quarterback, a true number one receiver, a guy who's proven, they gave him a Rashad Bateman and Marquise Brown. These guys are not good enough. And he has to throw to a tight end because he's the only guy who actually seems to stay healthy and is actually good enough to catch the ball from him. Now, one thing I would say this, though, is that the Ravens will mess up if they let Lamar Jackson go because they're living in their old ways of defense wins championships. It used to. Look at the past 4 or 5 Super Bowls.
Quarterback era. All
of them are led by offensive mind head coaches. Sean McVay, Andy Reid, even Zach Taylor for the Bengals is offensive coach. Bruce Arians with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, offensive coach. It's an offensive league. When the last time he was like that defense? Yep. The 2015 Broncos. That's the last time that historic defense won a Super Bowl.
Hey, Jeremiah, what you just mentioned, man, you mentioned elite passing quarterbacks as far as Super Bowl winners, bro. You man, no. I'm not gonna let you get away with that bullshit. You ain't mentioned Kyler Murray's or any of those scrambling motherfucking quarterbacks. What you mentioned are guys that could get the ball to the number one receiver. What my whole shit about Lamar is, I believe his skill set, his biggest skill set, what makes him Lamar, it's not throwing to a so-called number one wide receiver. I don't believe Lamar's skill set is throwing to number one wide receiver. I think his skill set, his biggest arm and strength is throwing inside the numbers, which means he might need a slot receiver, and then he also have one of the best tight end in the league, and that's why Lamar even became the MVP. So personally, I think you could give him A.J. Brown, you could give him Deebo Samuel, you give him one of them big-time receivers. I don't think that's going to equalize to Lamar's biggest strength, because his strength is not, let's just be real. One man Lamar is the fact that he could take a handoff and go 30, 40 yards, man. Like, we trying to beat around the bush using, he was an MVP. Every quarterback you mentioned as far as Super Bowl winners or with offensive coordinators, they were throwing the ball effectively. And we all can't sit here and say Lamar is elite at throwing the ball effectively.
Well, I would say this, though. He did lead the league. Like, he led the league in passing touchdowns, which is not easy, with 36.
Oh, my goodness. When they couldn't figure him out. That bullshit year, when he was first starting, the league wasn't trying to figure his ass out.
All I know is and then up until he got injured this season, he was top 3 in the league in passing touchdowns with 17. And then he got injured, and then, of course, his numbers goes down the list because he was injured. So now injury will be a big problem for me, for Lamar Jackson, because I want a quarterback who can stay healthy. Okay. And keep in mind, he didn't get injured because he was scrambling. Both times he got injured the past 2 seasons, he was in the pocket.
It don't matter how you got injured. It don't matter how you got injured. It don't matter how you get injured, bro. At the end of the day, you got injured.
But at the same time, I agree with RG3 by him not playing in that playoff game. Had he played in that playoff game against Cincinnati, his health would have been even worse. RG3 said it himself. When I stepped in that playoff game against Seattle, what happened? That
big
injury.
Mistake.
And he was never the same.
Ruining his whole
He was
career.
never the same. So I don't have a problem with Lamar. That was a business decision on his part, and I don't blame him for that. But with the Ravens, you have to make a decision at some point, because if it's not Lamar, if you feel like, Lamar, we appreciate everything you've done, but we feel like it's best as an organization for both parties to part ways, where are you going to find another Lamar Jackson?
But do you need another Lamar?
But are you going to get someone comparable or better than him?
My thing is, though, I feel like you don't necessarily you need somebody that fit more of your skill set. You know what I'm saying? More of what the Ravens have. Frankly, to me, I think they have a good, solid receiving core. I think it's because Lamar and the style of offense they play, I think that's a big difference, man. To me personally, I mean, you said Lamar led the league in touchdown. Oh man, bullshit. Okay, woohoo. I give him that, but come on, man. I don't worry about analytics. That's one thing I say in my show. Like, I got one thing I always say. I'm not about the analytics. I'm about the analytics. It's about what the fuck I see. I don't look at no box scores. Most of those damn plays, those occurred because the defense was playing 8 men in the box, and they committed because they wanted to stop Lamar. And it's just like this in basketball, because you guys are multi-sports guys, like Russell Westbrook. He can't shoot threes, dog. So you know what? I'm going to sit back and I'm going to let you take the three. So defensively, they're like, you know what, bro? I'm going to make sure I'm going to take the number one thing out of you, which is your running ability. If you beat me over top, I'm going to shake your hand. There you go, Lamar. Here's an MVP. But at the end of the day, nobody's ever scared of Lamar throwing the ball, man. No one is scared of Lamar throwing the ball. And I think the Ravens are making, and what you said, Jeremiah, Parnell, I think the Ravens already made a decision, bro.
Yeah, they already made a decision. You treating Lamar Jackson like he the black Tim Tebow.
Nah, yeah, man. Like he's a first-team All-Pro. There's a lot. There's majority of the guys in the league don't even have that accolade. I'm just saying. Josh Allen.
What about this? The guy that won his last Super Bowls, right? Were they first-team All-Pro? Joe Burrow, Matthew Stafford, and who was it? Tom Brady. That wasn't first. It was Aaron Rodgers that was first-team All-Pro. So all that accolades.
Okay. But here's my thing. I know for a fact you would take Lamar Jackson at this point than Russell Wilson. I know that for a fact.
It depends what organization I'm in, to be honest with you.
Oh, you want Broncos country? Let's ride. You want Subway commercials?
Put it like this. And frankly, honestly, you could say that about Russell. But me personally, I think Russell's had, even though it's short Lamar career, but I'd say Russell's career over Lamar's career.
No, he'll be in the Hall of Fame. I see Russ being a Hall of Famer. And this better work for him this upcoming season in Denver. Because Denver, they've done their part. I thought free agency, other than San Francisco, they had a great free agency as far as getting him the O-line to protect him, because they know that Russ is not the athlete he once was. So we got to give him enough time. And also with Sean Payton. But look, if Russ doesn't turn it around this year, man, you know it better. Denver, new organization, new ownership. They can just eat up that contract and they can just move on from him.
That's a good transition. But like I said, I might be the minority on this, man. I don't think Lamar's Tebow. Don't get it wrong. Lamar sells tickets, but I don't think he brings Super Bowl trophies personally. Like that's my
no. I got one more question for you, Guru. How many quarterbacks are Super Bowl worthy in the league right now?
How many quarterbacks are Super Bowl? So obviously we all know to win the Super Bowl, you need a team around you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yes, the quarterback is the one, the guy that get all the credit and they got to make the right plays. But honestly, right now, there's about 6 quarterbacks that could win the Super Bowl, and I don't think Lamar is one of them.
Hold on. Dak Prescott. You said Dak Prescott?
No, I said there's 6 quarterbacks.
Oh, I thought you said Dak. If you said Dak Prescott,
Dak will win the Super Bowl.
Lord have mercy.
Lamar is one of them. Like, what makes you all really think, like, other than the regular season wins? And for me, for the Ravens, you could put any quarterback, every quarterback they had in the Ravens go to the playoff, because that organization, they're like the Pittsburgh Steelers. They know how to get to the playoff, man. But I'm not impressed as far as we talked about Daniel Jones earlier. I believe Daniel Jones got the same amount of playoff wins as Lamar Jackson, right?
Yeah, which is one. But wait a minute. Daniel Jones has a playoff win over Kyler Murray. Do you think Daniel Jones is a better quarterback than Kyler Murray?
It was Kirk Cousins.
Right.
But Kyler Murray doesn't have one. He's 0-1 in the playoffs. So is Daniel Jones better in the playoffs?
But would you take Daniel Jones over Kyler Murray?
$200 million guaranteed, though, or $230. He didn't ask for that.
Because he wasn't worthy.
But Lamar is.
I mean, so there's a little thing they say in companies when you're doing, like, when you're restructuring your contract. They say they're trying to pay you for what you're going to do in the future. But let's be honest. They're paying you based on what you have done. Okay? Because if he doesn't have those accolades, they won't even have a discussion with him about getting over $100 million guaranteed. So
they would flat out disregard him had he not had those credentials.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, kudos to Lamar Jackson. So we're going to move on to another guy that I hope don't become a Lamar Jackson, man. I want to move on to the Chicago Bears and what they've done this offseason as far as helping Justin Fields take that next step, man. And I feel like Ryan Poles, the Bears GM, I honestly feel like the Bears right now are killing as far as the free agency, man. I love the addition, obviously, the trade. I love DJ Moore. I think DJ Moore is one of the most underrated wide receiver in the whole entire league. I love the addition of Tremaine Edmonds, especially the type of defense they run in Chicago, that cover two defense. So what do y'all feel, or how do y'all feel about the Bears and Justin Fields as far as him taking our next step?
Well, I definitely think the Bears have to be a playoff team this year. Question mark. Justin Fields is going to his third year. Okay, it's go time. I gave you DJ Moore. Darnell Mooney's coming back. You got Chase Claypool. I got you Deontay Foreman. I got you Robert Tonyan. That's your offense right there. Most quarterbacks, if I give a top 10 quarterback in the NFL right now, that offense, they're going to the playoffs. I need you to do. Your offensive line, we're probably going to fix in the draft. But Justin Fields is go time. Your division doesn't have Aaron Rodgers anymore. You got a battle between Geno Smith, Jordan Love, and Jared Goff. Respect to Jared Goff. He had a really good season last year with the Detroit Lions. But
yeah, don't disrespect him. Jared Goff will probably do better in Baltimore than Lamar do, but go ahead.
He should have made the Pro Bowl.
Okay. But no, yeah. So Justin Fields, you have to be a playoff team. Everybody, all the competent quarterbacks in your draft class have been to the playoffs, including Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones. Zach Wilson's a bust, so we don't care. We'll talk about him. And Trey Lance is looking bust worthy because he can't stay healthy either. But you have to make the playoffs this year. The NFC is at its worst it has been in the past 20 years. I have never seen a worse conference in my lifetime than what it is right now. So you have to be a Daniel Jones to get to the playoffs. We don't even know what the 49ers have at quarterback. So it's go time. It's go time.
I wouldn't say bust yet with Trey Lance. I still gotta wait and see. Zach Wilson, yeah, bust. His numbers are worse than Jamarcus Russell, so we ain't gonna touch that. But with Justin Fields, I mean, I still got Minnesota winning the division because Jordan Love, first year as a starter, he's gonna be stepping in for Aaron Rodgers. I don't expect much from Jordan Love. Justin Fields, I think the offensive line, they'll improve in the draft, but they have issues with their defense, and that was the worst defense in the NFL last season. And when you look at I think the Lions, other than the Vikings, they have a really good chance of winning that division because I like what Dan Campbell has done. Who's the running back on the team that they lost? Jamal Williams, I think. I mean, even though he is a touchdown machine, and he reminds me so much of Jameis Winston as far as his personality on the field. Like, he could be weird, eccentric from time to time, but I like the addition of Montgomery to the team. Jared Goff had a really good year. I actually think that the Lions can do it, and Campbell has done his part as far as turning around the organization. Justin Fields, unfortunately, is going to take him a little bit of time, but I said it before, if you're Chicago, this was the right decision. You had the number 1 overall pick, you traded up, you get multiple draft picks. Now you got to do your part by building around Justin Fields and surrounding him with talent, kind of like how the Eagles did with Jalen Hurts. Justin Fields, like Jalen Hurts, wasn't known as the greatest passer in the world. They did their part by giving him weapons, but also Jalen Hurts did his part as far as putting time in the lab. He went with Tom House in the offseason and improved. Hey, Justin Fields, this is an area you need to work on. I suggest you spend time with Tom House, George Whitfield Jr., some of the best quarterback gurus to help you become a better passer. If it works and if it manifests, sky's the limit for Justin Fields because dude has potential. So, but I got the Lions. I think they can actually win the division. I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Yeah, I just want to, add on to that, man. I think you're absolutely fucking correct on that one, man. I do believe the Lions will take that next step. And you could just see the ascension of the ascending of the Detroit Lions. You can see that's absolutely the next step. I believe Dan Campbell already built that culture over there of that belief. Why not us type of situation? So I definitely love that. And honestly, man, I'm really one of the guys I'm really interested this season to watch is Justin Fields, man. Because I think this dude is absolutely incredible, man. And I feel like he should and he would, from the type of makeup he looks like he has from the outside looking in, he looked like he has that type of makeup to work on his weakness. And obviously, his weakness is his accuracy as far as throwing the ball, similar to a guy in Baltimore they call Lamar. But anyway, it's not neither here or there about that situation. But
You just had to take a shot at Lamar, didn't you?
I'm not
The
taking
biggest
no
Lamar
shot.
hater I know now.
I'm just saying, man, I love Lamar, you know what I'm saying? But hey, it's a lot of Lamar lovers out there that I'm like, God damn, y'all ain't never seen a guy that could scramble before. I mean, honestly, like I
Ain't
see
nothing wrong with a black quarterback trying to make his
Hey,
money.
it ain't no black quarterback situation here. If Lamar went to, you mentioned the little quarterback gurus. If Lamar would have went to them, he might have took a step like the dude from the Eagles did. He's a black quarterback. That's what I'm saying. I ain't see Lamar went to Mr. House. You know what I'm saying? He was, you know what that's what Lamar was doing? Jumping over freaking 18-wheelers in South Beach somewhere. That's what I'm saying. He played flag football, bullshitting. That's what I saw Lamar did. I think you all saw the same shit. He was not in the lab doing, you know what he was doing? He was in the weight room putting on 20 pounds because he thinks, yeah, I got to run the ball 300 times this year. That's his mindset. So, but neither here or there, I think Justin Fields, I'm really excited, man. I think Justin Fields is one of the exciting young talent we have in this league.
Absolutely.
And giving him a bona fide stud like a DJ Moore. I think he's going to elevate, man. I personally won't be surprised because also the addition of Tremaine Edmonds as far as the defense and the linebacking core, I won't be surprised. And I love the young rookies from last year. The Bears had an excellent draft class as far as the secondary, man. I love the young safeties. I love the young corners. Honestly, I think they were on the low. As the season progressed, the defense really stepped up. So I think the Bears is going to be an interesting team, man, in that division. I think the Bears are really going to be an interesting team in the whole league as far as the NFC concerned. I think they can make some real noise because I think collectively, as far as what the Bears got offensively and with the leadership of a Justin Fields, I'm talking about a bona fide NFL stud. I could see the Bears definitely being a surprise. And I won't be surprised if the Bears actually win that division on the low because Justin Fields will outdo my guy, Jared Goff. My guy, Jared Goff, who deserves
Jared Goff?
Yeah, who deserves $300 million because he actually went to the Super Bowl, unlike another guy in Baltimore. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, y'all could be Lamar lovers all y'all want, man. I'm just saying I never really
I want to give Jared Goff $300 million, but you don't.
I have a figurine to prove my bias about Lamar Jackson.
Hey, y'all can watch the highlights. Hey, look, trust me, Lamar got sexy highlights, man. But a guy like me, I don't watch the highlights. I don't care for that. You know what I care for? Him missing a wide open deep throw in the Miami game, and nobody talks about that. I'm talking about the guy running wide open, missing that play. But I'm not saying anything, though. I'm not going to say anything.
I got a quick question. So you don't like Lamar Jackson?
No. I didn't say I don't like Lamar Jackson.
Okay. So you like Lamar Jackson?
He's not my prototype quarterback.
He's not
you like him, but you don't love him. I get.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I don't love him. I don't mind him. Put it like that. I just do not like him. I don't mind him.
So I always, so I see this. So this guy, and it's the same draft class from him, was just Josh Allen, a guy that everybody say is like, oh my goodness, strong arm, could throw 70 yards, standing still, and then he does all these great things, but he's also inaccurate. He also turns the ball over twice as much as Lamar Jackson does, but yet he gets more credit for what he hasn't done. He hasn't done nothing either. He won three playoff games?
Did Josh Allen ask for $300 million? This whole beef is this dude right here really think his shit don't stink. He thinks he's worth $230 million. That's the whole beef. It's not about his ability. It's like, bro, come on, man. Come on, bro. Don't fool me. I ain't no fool. I ain't finna pay you $230, Slim. You ain't worth $230, homie.
How much he worth? $190 million?
Put it like this. I put him right in that same range as the quarterbacks y'all don't like. I put him in that range with the Daniel Jones. Same type of as far as playoff wins. You know what I'm saying? I put him
Oh
in
my
the
goodness.
Kyler Murray caliber. I put him in those. And if he was smart, if he was really a smart dude in those numbers, bro, take that 4-year, 180, whatever the fucking deal is right now, and come back in about 2-3 years and make another flip if you really that nice. But you trying to get 5 years, 230? Slim. You already seen what you did in 5 years. You didn't do nothing but one play. Like, y'all forgetting. We seen what you done in 5 years, Slim. What makes you think the next 5 years you're going to do more? Oh, you might give me an extra playoff wins? Oh, yeah, we'll play. Nah, bro, the Joe Burrows, the real headhunters right here, went in the playoff and went to the conference championship. Bro, any quarterback, my man, the dude from the Minnesota Vikings, he won a fucking
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, man.
You know, Justin Herbert is probably going to get $230 million.
That's all. I
And
was just
he
about
ain't
to bring
nowhere
him up.
near Lamar Jackson. And I like
Oh
Herbert
no!
a
See,
lot.
now we just allegedly, and we just until we didn't. Did he ask for that? We know what the problem was with Lamar. It's what he asked for, bro. If you want to tell your parents, I'm like, hey, mom, dad,
But
I
Guru,
want
would
to
you be
fucking
surprised
Lamborghini.
if Herbert gets $230 million guaranteed? I think I like Herbert, but my problem with people, I think he overrated. I think Justin Herbert is overrated, in my opinion, because as talented as gifted he is, he can't win the big games. He
Sounds
doesn't
like somebody I
consistently
know in
do it.
Baltimore.
Oh my
I
God.
hey yo. So one thing I would say about Lamar Jackson, I would say this about Lamar Jackson. Oh, when he came in as our rookie, went 6-1 as a starter, went to the playoffs, and sometimes it's just about getting there. Now Aaron Rodgers is living proof that you could be the best quarterback, but if your team lets you down in multiple ways, just by like was it Aaron Rodgers in all conference championship games, his defense gives a 35 points a game. That's not his fault. I said Aaron Rodgers should have scored 40 points to win an NFC Championship game to get to the Super Bowl. But
But there have
sometimes
been times in
it's
Aaron Rodgers' career, he did came up small against the 49ers in the divisional round.
no, he did. I can't say that
Well,
he
every
did.
quarterback is going to have that situation. That's what I'm saying. That's every quarterback is going to have that issue. Every quarterback is going to come out smart because only one team is going to win the Super Bowl. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? But my thing is though, I haven't seen Lamar Jackson made the same jump I saw Jalen Hurts did this year, bro. I didn't see that.
All right, let's try to talk about another quarterback
Yeah,
because he's been
please.
getting a lot of buzz in this draft. Anthony Richardson.
Well, that's my guy. I like me some Anthony Richardson.
Hey, AR-15, that's a Pete Carroll guy right there, man. Like, there's certain things you know who got the type. It's like, you know, I ain't got no type. No. He looks like a Seattle guy. I feel like it's like a done deal. He's gonna be a Seahawks because Pete Carroll like those type of guys, man. He's a size metric guy. He fits a Pete Carroll guy, sit behind Geno Smith. I don't personally think he's gonna be the number one overall pick. I don't
No,
believe
I
that.
think it'll be either Bryce Young or CJ. Some people may say CJ because of Bryce's size, 5'10", 204. But last time I checked, Kyler Murray, 5'10", 207. I like Bryce Young because of the talent, the upside, the potential. But with Anthony Richardson, and I saw his combine, that dude is just a
Wow.
freak of nature. 6'4", 244, running a 4.4. Even though he may not be selected by the Panthers, don't be surprised because he's a raw Cam Newton. Like he's a raw Cam Newton. Size, he's better athletically than Cam. I just think he's more raw compared to Cam. But Carolina, I wouldn't be surprised if they take him number one. I wouldn't be shocked because if there's any player that's comparable to Cam, it's him.
Man, if they take this dude number one, man, they'd be looking for a new job in 3 years.
Yeah. But I do see, but Guru, I did the video. Seattle should trade up to get Richardson. Even though they gave Geno his money and Geno well deserving of his money, I would sit Richardson for a couple of years, let him learn from a guy like Geno, and then that way, eventually, when his number gets called, he plays in. Look, just because you draft a quarterback in the first round doesn't necessarily mean you have to start him right away. We talk about Aaron Rodgers. He sat for 3 years behind Brett Favre. Patrick Mahomes, he sat for a year behind Alex Smith. It depends on how you draft players and how you identify them and how you develop them. So I think with the Seahawks, in case no matter what happens, you should take a chance on Richardson.
Oh man, I think it's a done deal, man. Take that straight to the bank, man. No bullshit. Like there's certain things, like I said, man. Look, some people some guys are like ass guys, they're titties guys, they're this guys. When you see a fat ass and you're an ass guy, you're gonna be like, oh shit. Pete Carroll is a big, strong quarterback guy, man. That's what he loves, man. So when you see Anthony Richardson, I think the whole move is for him. I don't think anybody's gonna trade up. I think the Seahawks got the 5th pick, I believe, in the draft. So I think that's the perfect spot for him because they have time. They have a Geno, but I don't think anybody else. Because let's be real, man. Like this dude's not going to Indianapolis, bro. Like he's a black quarterback. If y'all want to say black quarterback, that shit don't even look right on me. Like even when I play Madden and I put a black quarterback for the Colts, this shit don't look right. Something look off about it. Jacoby Brissett looked off. This shit don't even. I'm like, man, this shit don't match. Like we're mismatched socks and shit. I'm like, yeah, I got socks on, but something's a little off right here, man. The Colts ain't getting any of that fucking shit. The Texans, yeah, they're gonna get one of them, one of the SEC guys or the big school guys, because that's what the Texans do. They gotta get seats on it. They gotta get people to go watch the games.
Who they gonna replace with Deshaun? You gotta find a quarterback. I mean, if Houston, unless you take to get Caleb Williams or Drake May next season.
Nah, Houston gotta get a quarterback. They gotta get a quarterback this year. So
I mean, you got to give D'Amico Ryan some help. I mean, this is his first year as a head coach. You got to get him a quarterback to work with.
Oh, definitely do that. Not to be to cut you off, but it's just one thing I always say about rookie head coaches: get the rookie quarterback because it extends your time there because you have a rookie.
Thank you. Right.
Hey, y'all are all Lamar Jackson lovers, so that's every quarterback. I gotta be like Lamar.
We love black quarterbacks. We love black quarterbacks.
This ain't BET. I'll tell you that. All right, this ain't no damn BET. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna get all the black quarterbacks in the world now, man. I'm talking about straight out quarterbacks. All right, quarterbacks. If you all even remember, a black quarterback won the Super Bowl. I'm talking about pure quarterback won the Super Bowl.
But that's your Versace's, that's your Balenciagas, that's your Louis Vuitton quarterback.
You're trying to get a black athlete to win the Super Bowl. Just admit it, man. You want a black athlete rather than a quarterback, man. I get it, man. So let's move on to another team with a black quarterback. Since y'all love this shit so much, now my channel is called the Black Channel Football League channel right here, man. Let's move on to the Cowboys and what they've done as far as the free agency, man. I love what they did. I was born and raised in the DMV. Hate the Cowboys. I'm here to hate the Cowboys, right? But honestly, I love what they're doing in the offseason right now. And this is not typical Cowboy shit. That's what got me. I love the Gilmore pickup. I think they do need a veteran next to Trayvon. I love that pickup. And right now, what they just did today with the Brandon Cooks. Oh man, another veteran receiver, similar to
underrated receiver, by the way.
Brandon
very
Cooks
underrated. But the question is, can he stay healthy?
And I really think I love what they did. I think those moves right there, in my opinion, I think might have just put the Cowboys as a favorite in the NFC East. What do y'all think?
They still gonna win they might win the division, but they damn sure ain't winning no Super Bowls. You can't overcome.
So Lamar Jackson got a better chance of winning the Super Bowl, right?
Yes.
So Dak Prescott is trash.
The Cowboys.
Dak Prescott is trash. Let me say this: Dak Prescott is not that good. He ain't that dude.
I would say he's B+. I want to say trash. Daniel Jones
B-. I give it B-.
Oh, come on, man. Let's don't stop disrespecting Dak, man.
Bro, Cooper Rush looked better than him last year.
Oh, come on, man. Let's stop disrespecting
I want to go that far. I think Cooper Rush was doing just enough. Just enough to get.
Hey, let's all stop disrespecting Dak, man. Like, seriously, man. Like, Dak, I know Dak take a lot of bullshit, you know what I'm saying, from the media because he a cowboy and all that shit. But at the end of the day, man, Dak do what he has to do. He takes his team to the playoff. And it seemed like last year they won a playoff game. They went into a situation where, he made a couple of mistakes there. But I see the Cowboys being a strong team. I think Dak has a great leadership, unlike somebody in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? I think Dak knows how to take he got paid and he took the money. He didn't ask for what he's not worth. And honestly, I think this moves because I think they were really missing a second receiver. That could have helped as far as who's the other receiver they got over there?
CeeDee Lamb.
as far as helping CD. I think this is going to help.
Michael Gallup, you mean?
Man, Michael Gallup ain't bullshit, man. He ain't guy. So I really think you put Brandon Cooks with CeeDee Lamb and obviously get Tony Pollard coming in healthy. Honestly, bro, I don't see many teams in the whole NFC that got a better roster from up top to bottom with this addition than the Dallas Cowboys. And I don't even supposed to say shit like that, but I'm gonna be non-biased about it. The Cowboys look good, bro.
Okay, but at the end of the day, do you trust Mike McCarthy? Because he's going to be responsible for calling plays this season. And everyone has criticized him for his clock management and his lack of leadership and stuff like that. So you're going to have to deal with that. And if the Dallas Cowboys want to make any Super Bowl run, Dak has to elevate his play. He's got to cut down on the turnovers and the running game. Zeke's gone now. Right, we understand that. Tony Pollard with the foot injury. So you're going to have to address that probably in the draft or something. It would be nice if you get Bijan Robinson out of
I was just about to
Texas.
say, go get him right real quick.
Right.
So, but no, definitely.
So you telling me that? Oh, my God, go ahead.
I don't know. I was going to just reiterate the whole Dak Prescott thing. So Dak Prescott, I thought he just got injured with the turnover bug. You know how when you do something so much, you just can't get out of it, you know? Because like the year prior to that, he would have 31 touchdowns, 10 receptions. I mean, he's been like a low turnover
guy. Did you
guy.
Just say 31 touchdown?
Oh no, not last year. The year
before.
Oh yeah,
the year before.
In 2020. In 2021, yeah, when they won the division.
Just like when Lamar won the Super Bowl like 4 years ago. I mean, it's MVP 4 years ago, right? Go ahead, my bad.
No, but sometimes you just have a bad season. It's okay. It happens to the best of us. He was dealing with a lot of stuff, a lot of pressure being the Cowboys media market, et cetera, et cetera. But because the NFC is so weak, there's only really the three teams that I see are competing. It'll be the Niners, Eagles, Cowboys. I mean, can you give me a fourth team? I'm looking for the fourth team. I'm not really so scared of the Vikings. The Giants, who knows if I'm going to be scared of them. The Detroit Lions will be interesting, though. That's an interesting team right there because they had a lot of momentum going for them. They were a really good offensive team last year. They just came up just a little too short. I think that loss against Carolina Panthers kind of screwed them on when they had that big, long winning streak. But the Cowboys are in the NFC, which is very weak. They're going to get matched up with someone with the 6th seed or the 7th seed. And if they can use that momentum, I think they'd be just fine.
I wouldn't discount Seattle.
Yeah, I wouldn't discount them.
Win what?
I think Seattle can make the playoffs again this year. I don't see them winning the division. That's still San Francisco. But I do think they can make a wild card spot again. That's what I think.
Yeah, I can see that, man. Like somebody said in the chat, they said that Chicago Bears might be the most improved team. I feel you on that same thing, man. I think the Bears, I got high hopes. I think they're going to be one of the sexiest teams this year. No bullshit. Like, I just love
the Magic City team.
Huh?
Magic City.
You know it, man. Straight up, man. Lemon pepper, baby. You know what I'm saying? Lemon pepper Lou right there. The A right there, dog. But I really like, I like the makeup for the Bears. It's just something you can see teams before they level up. You can see what they do. And I think the Bears and the Lions, they're going to be one of the sexiest team in football. And to me, the Lions, they got to step up defensively. I think they got to draft somebody as far as in the secondary. I do love the Sutton pickup, the free agency, but I think they got to get one of the big corners or one of the big better DBs in the draft. He could be the kid from Gonzalez. He could be Weatherspoon, or he could be the kid from Alabama. But I think they got to step up as far as the Lions. Actually, they got to step up defensively. But I do like the Bears. They're just Justin Fields is so dynamic, man. And once he become a Jalen Hurts, because this is what Jalen Hurts was the year prior to last year, to this year. He was so dynamic as far as running the ball. And then all of a sudden, he just came back, man. This dude was just, throwing darts, man. And I think Justin Fields, because what I saw what he did in Ohio State, I think he got the ability, the agility to definitely make those throws, man. People are downing him on. So I think, honestly, the Seahawks, I can't, that's my boys, man. I can't say the Seahawks, we got a great offensive line, great young talent. Yes, as far as DK and those guys, we got to get another receiver. But yeah, I think the Seahawks could slide in there. I think one of those teams. I don't see. I'm not a big fan of the Vikings personally. I'm not a
not
big
either.
fan of the Vikings, so
I
I'm
think
kind of
they're
suspect for
fraudulent.
the Vikings.
They're just fraudulent. Kirk Cousins is what he is. He's a good quarterback. He's no scrub or anything. He's a good quarterback.
He's a B
He'll put up
minus. How about that?
Oh man, don't tell this guy. Hey, put that
C
on.
plus.
Oh look, I knew his grades, man. I hate to be in class with this guy. Boy. I hate to be
He's C plus. He's a
oh,
good
hey,
quarterback.
Lamar
He'll
is an
win
A
you a fair
quarterback,
amount
right?
of games, but that's about it. And their defense, they weren't really that good defensively. So I mean, with Minnesota, yeah, we'll see. But now we got to talk about white quarterbacks.
Oh, look. Now we going to, you know what I'm saying? What you want to HBCU? Now we going to
What do y'all think about Baker going to Tampa?
Ooh, that's a tough one because their division sucks. The NFC South is garbage. Already, the Derek Carr and the Saints are supposed to be elevated to be the favorites to win the division. But I think the pieces around, at least around the offense, are still there for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are always going to go in the draft and go get a running back. I think Keyshawn Vaughn's their starting running back as of right now. But don't
And
count
they
out
just
Kyle.
released Fournette.
Yeah, they released Fournette, but don't count out Kyle Trask. See, I was born and raised in
Oh
Jacksonville.
my God, man.
I was
How can
born and
I say that
raised in
already?
Jacksonville. I was born and raised in Jacksonville, and I say this because I've watched a lot of Florida Gators football.
Oh
So
my
I watched a
goodness.
lot of Anthony Richardson, but that something about that 2020 year with Kyle Trask when he went all the way to the SEC championship game against Mac Jones and went toe to toe with one of the best teams ever
Oh,
in college football.
Kyle Trask.
I think Kyle Trask needs a chance. Sometimes you just gotta see him in preseason. Baker Mayfield, we always saw what he is. He's C. He's a C quarterback. I'm a C. He go see a way out as a head coach. Everywhere he go, a
He's a
coach get
D.
fired.
A D.
A D
See,
yeah.
put it like this. If we're going to talk about, you know what I'm saying, our Caucasian counterpart quarterback, I don't even want to talk about Baker, dog. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about more Derek Carr. Let's see what Mr. Used Car's about. Jimmy G. You know what I mean? Guys that actually.
Oh, I love me some GB, man.
Oh man! So who you think is going to be a bigger impact as far as that move right there? You all think Derek Carr in New Orleans? You know what I'm saying? Or
They should win the division.
in Vegas.
They should win the division. Derek Carr is reunited with his former head coach Dennis Allen. Goes back to Derek Carr's rookie year in 2014. He was the head coach at that time. They still have a great relationship. New Orleans got some pieces. I don't know what's going to happen with Alvin Kamara. I like Chris Olave a lot. Michael Thomas, I don't know what has happened to him as far as with his durability issues and concern. They should win the division because on paper, ain't much to brag about. He's the best quarterback. Tampa, I think Tampa has a good shot. If Baker, this is it for Baker as a starter, because if he can't get it done, this is now his 6th season he's entering, and he's been on 4 teams: Cleveland, Carolina, Los Angeles, and now Tampa. He's replacing Tom Brady. I don't see Tampa making a strong playoff run. Nope, nothing like that. But Baker, this is it, man. You gotta play decent. You gotta play well, because if you don't, his days as a starter are done.
Yeah, I think Baker's done regardless. I think he's straight toasted. You know, it's gangsters go live and die in Miami, right? In Florida. That's where he's going. He's dead. I don't think Baker, this is gonna be the last time we're gonna talk about Baker, because by week 8 or so, he's probably
He
gonna
better not be doing any damn progressive commercials, that's for sure. the house that I built.
I'm really interested to see what Jimmy G is going to do in Vegas, to be honest with you. I think you guys are all right. I agree with y'all. As much as, in fact, before I even say, hey, Pernell, what do you grade, Mr. Professor? What do you grade Derek Carr? I want to see here your grade.
I'm a B. I like Derek Carr.
God.
I like Derek Carr. He was screwed by the Raiders. Josh McDaniels, I said it, damn sure don't belong as a head coach. I mean, he's as sleazy as it's coming. I feel sorry for Darren Waller's wife, him trading him to New York.
That was
called him
planned.
out on that. Rightfully so.
Planned.
Josh McDaniels is a snake, man. I just don't trust him. I mean, just because you've been around Coach Belichick doesn't mean you are Coach Belichick. You brought in Jimmy G. I like Jimmy G, but you just brought him there because of relationship. The Raiders are like the Patriots of the West, man. You got Jacoby Myers, you acquired all this stuff, man. Josh McDaniels, I just don't trust him. Derek Carr, he's in a situation where I feel like he'll be embraced and be appreciated because it didn't work out well for John Gruden and it didn't work out for Josh McDaniels. So let him go to a place, let him go to an organization like New Orleans. And we all know New Orleans, the big easy man. Y'all talk about Vegas as a party city. New Orleans, it gets popping, especially that good food, that jambalaya, that etouffee, all that
Shrimp po'
stuff,
boy.
that shrimp, all that stuff. New Orleans is the spot to be at. Trust me, their car is gonna be just fine.
Yeah, I just want to say, when it comes to Jimmy G and the comparison between Jimmy G and Derek Carr situations, it shouldn't be fair. Jimmy G has to play in the AFC. You got to play
Thank
against
you.
you got to play against Justin Herbert, Pro Bowl quarterback. You got to play against Russell Wilson. Hopefully, Sean Payton fixes him, but he was a Pro Bowl quarterback, and Pat Mahomes just won that Super Bowl. That's the division he has to play in. Let's compare Derek Carr. You got to play against Desmond Ritter? Question mark.
Baker
Baker
Mayfield,
Mayfield?
huge
Question mark.
question mark.
And then one of the rookies out of the draft, what is it going to be? C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson, or Bryce Young, or maybe Will Levis. People don't forget that guy from Kentucky. Will Levis might actually be a quarterback in the Carolina Panthers. But come on, it's not even close. It's not even close. It's going to be easy for Derek Carr if he doesn't win a division. It's a wasted contract. It's a wasted pick. It's a wasted trade
That
for
would be
him.
a huge indictment on Derek Carr.
Yeah, it would be. Or maybe Dennis Allen, because defense head coaches don't know how to get a good offense going. So
Hey, you
Yeah.
know what, man? I'd say that's disrespect, man. First of all, y'all don't like defense. I don't like the way y'all talk about defense. You know what I'm saying? I really don't like how y'all talk
No,
about
I love defense. I
defensive
love defense.
coaches, defensive this, like you great defense, crazy, new era football. I don't give a damn about all that. At the end of the
You
day,
just like that old school tradition football. I feel you on that.
running game.
I'm just saying the model still exists, man. Defense wins championship. Now they try to change this rhetoric. Quarterbacks win champ. No. Quarterback get the girls, man. They get the fame, they get the girls. We already know that. That's what they do. They get the money. But at the end of the day, when the quarterback is not on the field, somebody got to make it stop with those quarterbacks to get the ball back. And I'm not saying you got to be a dominant defense, but you also got to be able to create turnovers and give your offense more opportunities. And whichever defense do that most of the time will win the games, as we can see, you know what I'm saying, this past year's Super Bowl. But as far as Jimmy G and Derek Carr, man, I think Derek Carr is a loser. You know, I think he's always been a loser. I think he's a super emotional loser. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a grown man that cries all the damn time. As my quarterback, I don't need your ass to cry on the podium. He looks like a dumb jock to me. Like y'all remember, they always say dumb jocks. That's what he looked like. So I think he's a loser. So I don't think he has a winning bone in his body. To be honest with you, I think Dennis Allen is a loser. You know what I'm saying? He's a loser as a head coach. So I think that whole situation is a losing ass situation. And frankly, if the Panthers get any type of quarterback play, I think they got the ultimate best roster. I think defensively, the Panthers are going to be a top 10 defensive team in the whole league as far as what they have, as far as Brian Burns and company and the young boy playing corner over there. So I think you can put I think whoever win eight games might win that division. A rookie quarterback could come in and win 6 to 8 games with that defense the Panthers going to put on the table right there. So I'm not a big fan of Derek Carr. As far as Jimmy G, like it or not, yeah, he has a higher competition, but I do feel like the Raiders got a lot as far as offensively. Josh Jacob is a man child. Obviously, we got DA over there. So I think Jimmy G got weapons as far as, you know what I'm saying? So elevate the Las Vegas Raiders. As far as defensively, I think the Raiders got to improve quite a bit. But I think Jimmy G is over. So personally, I'll take Jimmy G over Derek Carr any day of the week.
I probably would too. I would too.
I probably would too. But all I'm gonna say is this: Derek Carr, man, I think he'll be just fine. He'll be just fine. And I just think, look, if he can't get it done, I don't know what to say. I really don't. Like Jimmy G, happy for him. He's in Vegas. Josh McDaniels, he better get it done because at some point, I don't know, man, with the Raiders, I still don't trust them. I'm sorry, I ain't the biggest Josh McDaniels dude out there.
I mean, Dennis Allen hasn't done anything in football as
I
a
I
head.
I'd rather trust Dennis Allen than Josh McDaniels. I mean, to be Josh McDaniels,
Yeah,
All right,
he's trying
so
to. Josh McDaniels is trying to turn the Raiders into the new, the old Patriots. I mean, did you see the people he signed? Jacoby Myers, Philip Dorsett. Those
I
are like
what's
mentioned
number
that.
Dennis
four.
Allen
Those are
doing over
number
there?
four guys on the other roster. What are we
What
doing
is
here?
Dennis Allen doing? What's their what is their I don't even see their vision. What are they trying to do in New Orleans?
I think it's going to be run game heavy with Jamal Williams and Alvin Kamara, and then Michael Thomas restructured his contract to be a 1 year deal. So
Right.
this is going to be a prove a year, and they already got Chris Olave. I think those and Derek Carr. Well, you get Derek Carr. Derek Carr is a B quarterback. I think
Oh
he's just.
my
I
God.
think he's just. I think he's just good enough to be able to get them to 9, 10 wins
Derek
in a
Carr
weak division.
he's a
In a
C
weak,
minus quarterback, and I don't even like grade. He's a C minus, man. If you got to check a GPA, Derek Carr be at 2.3. That'd be
you don't
that's
put
how
respect
much.
on Derek Carr. He struggled. He had to go through a lot throughout his career. Well, he never had no
Oh,
consistency. I think he had John Gruden as a head coach who was doing all types of stuff
He did.
outside the facility.
He did.
Outside the facility.
And think about it. Look at everything what Derek Carr had to go through last year. John Gruden's mess, Henry Ruggs' mess, Damon Arnett's mess. They should have kept that interim head coach because he was
Yeah,
good enough to help the Raiders get to the playoffs last year. And they were close to beating the Bengals. It was like 23-16.
they were one throw away from being the
Right.
Bengals.
man, we all know this is the NFL. You're always only one player away from winning the game. Let's just this ain't college, man. When it's like 55-20, it's always come to one drive, one play, man. Let's just be real, man.
I
So
got a
before,
subject. I'm thinking about doing this for the next episode because I'm on that podcast I do, Commanders Demand. Check it out on the Gritty Network. I'm going to do a discussion about Chase Young because I constantly get tired of all the Michael Parsons. And don't get me wrong, Michael Parsons is a phenomenal talent, been to 2 Pro Bowls, first team All Pros. And I understand that Chase Young's problem has been durability. But people forgot just how good Chase Young was. That dude was a physical specimen at the time of the 2020 NFL draft. Remember, and Gru, you know me, I'm a Washington fan. Washington had the second overall pick. It was either him or a quarterback, either Tua or Herbert. We decided to go with Chase Young because we felt like Dwayne Haskins, God rest his soul, played well during the second half of his rookie season. And with Chase Young, he was defensive rookie of the year. He was on his way to becoming, I thought, defensive player of the year in year 2 or year 3. And his career, unfortunately, has been derailed due to injuries. And I'm thinking, is this going to be the year for Chase Young if he stays healthy?
tell the truth, I grew up a Commanders fan. I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I thought that was a mistake. I'm not a fan of Chase Young. I think he might be a physical specimen, but I honestly thought we should have gone with a quarterback in that situation rather than him. I don't remember which quarterback I liked at that time. I just knew I didn't want him particularly. When I would just do the breakdown, yeah, he was man amongst boys or whatever, but I don't think his tools. I don't think he has the tools in his tool set, in his tool bag to really be dominant in this league like the way we anticipate him to be. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys I call him like this. He looked like Tarzan and played like Jane. You know what I'm saying? He looks the part, but I don't think he has the same hand technical sound like the Boses. I don't think he has that. You know what I'm saying? I think he's like he try to beat you off his bull strength and athletic ability rather than being as technically sound, which you need in this level. I don't think he knows how to set the offensive lineman up as far as making his second move. I only see him making one move. and I don't really think he's that. I think Brian Burns from the Carolina Panthers has better tool set
He's
than
very underrated. Very
yes than
underrated.
Chase Young. So
because
me
that's why when
personally,
you play with the Panthers.
personally, I think Chase Young was a mistake, and I don't see much about him. Unfortunately, he had the injury, which I don't think helped him out as far as his career wise. I think if you work on his hands placement, hand movement, get another second move, man, second move other than I'm gonna bull you or I'm gonna go out athleticize you. I just don't like his skill set, and I don't never see him as a dominant guy. I think he's closer to a Clowney. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he's excellent against the run. I think he's closer to a Clowney than he is to a Julius Peppers, personally.
Yeah, definitely Chase Young. I wasn't really sold on him either, because he's one of those guys who he can have flashes of greatness. But you brought up Michael Parsons and well, who's better, Michael Parsons or Chase Young? Michael Parsons makes it look easy. His rookie season, he wasn't even a primary pass rusher. They actually they actually had him playing off the ball linebacker, and then they put him on the edge on occasion, and then this past his second season, he got to actually play it. He get to play edge rusher primarily throughout the year. And Michael Parsons still got, what was it, 11 sacks his rookie season, 12 sacks, and but
13.
13 sacks, and it was easy for him. Like good pass rushers is easy. Like
Mhm.
all the little moves they do at the line of scrimmage against the tackles and the guards, it's
Mhm.
becomes natural. It looks like even with Chase Young in that playoff game when they had to play the Buccaneers, it looked difficult. It looked like
Mhm.
it was hard for him to get to Brady.
I definitely agree on that, man. I mean, I want him obviously be in this squad. I want Chase Young to do well, but if I want to give my assessment, I think he's forgotten. Like you talking about, I think he's forgotten in the league. I think everybody forgot who he is. You know what I'm saying?
No, no.
Obviously,
Here's why I bring him up, because I feel like we have to make a decision on whether we want to pick up his 5th-year option. And if we don't, and if he has an improvement year or a hell of a year, then we're gonna make a mistake like the Giants, because they didn't pick up Daniel Jones' 5th-year option and they gave him a ton of money. And I think Chase Young, I think Washington, we really have a chance of winning the division, because we could have made the playoffs last year. And I said it, I was not a Carson Wentz fan. I never wanted Carson Wentz to begin with in the first place. That was a terrible, dumbass idea on the part of Washington to get him. I felt we would have been better with Taylor Heineke or Sam Howell. It's going to be Sam Howell's team. I don't see Lamar Jackson or any other quarterback. They have the 16th overall pick. They should definitely use it on offensive linemen. Or if you don't want to go with an offensive lineman, you might want to go with a defensive back. I think Washington has some their front line from Darren Payne, who we took care of. We took Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat to pair up with Young. And then on the offensive side, we got Eric Bieniemy, who should be a head coach, but we all know why. I don't have to regurgitate that. So I think for Washington, I think I think this is going to be a really good year. I think we actually have a chance to make the playoffs. We were that close to making the playoffs last year. Why not this year? I'm not saying we're going to win the division or anything, but I do think I do like my chances. And I do like Ron Rivera as a head coach. My
oh
problem with him is
yeah.
clock management issues. His clock management is terrible. Eric Bieniemy's going to step in to take care of that, just like how he did with Andy Reid at times. Because Andy Reid, and I love him, he's a great coach. But the knock on Andy Reid throughout his career was clock management issues. That wasn't the
Especially in that
case
Super
during his
Bowl.
time in Kansas City with EB. So I think EB stepping in, fulfilling those clock management roles, taking the responsibility as far as with the offense. And he still has something to prove, because he has to show people that he is worthy of a head coach, because people have this narrative that he doesn't call the plays on offense. That's Andy Reid. Yet Matt Nagy, did he call plays when Andy Reid as the head coach? No, I don't think so. But we all know why. So I think with Washington, I think we got a chance. not winning the division, but competing and possibly making the playoff spot. I mean, most of the time I sound pessimistic as hell with Washington. I literally want to like throw up from time to time whenever I see them play, but I like our chances. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, it's. I mean, obviously, because there's an extra playoff spot. You know, we know there's an extra playoff spot, but I just don't see them ascend. I love Jahan Dodson. Obviously, I like Scary Terry. I like some pieces. I like the front four. You know, I'm not a big fan of the linebacking core, to be honest. I think I dislike everything about the linebacking core. Secondary, we got a lot to work on. I just don't see us made that move we're really supposed to, man. It's like
No,
we're.
you just don't like Ron Rivera. I don't blame you.
Oh, I hate Ron Rivera. I
I
think.
can
I mean,
hear it in his tone of voice.
yeah, I dislike everything about Ron Rivera. I dislike everything. I don't think he's an innovator. I think he's a rhinoceros, man. I think he's a dinosaur. Frankly, I don't think he should be a head coach in this league personally, but that's just my thoughts. I think he's a great leader of men. He's a great stabilizer. That's as much credit I give him. But I think there's key matrix I think that we're lacking that it's hard for me to put my finger on. I'm not sold on Sam Howell. You know, I think I'm not sold. I really think other teams got a little bit better, in my opinion. I'm a big fan. I do think the Bears got better. I believe that. I believe the Seahawks, Pete Carroll, those guys are still going to continuously improve. I also believe the Lions are going to be a surprise team this year. Obviously, the Cowboys and Eagles are still going to do what they do. The 49ers are going to do what they do. I don't think we're as good as the Vikings, and the Vikings, and I don't really think highly of them. So yes, there's a chance because there's an extra playoff spot, and other guys going to be other teams in other division going to be beating themselves up. But I just don't see them being better than a third place team in that NFC East. If anything, maybe a third place team. But frankly, I do still think they're the worst team in the division.
Because of the worst owner in that division, which he
Well, he's
finally
gonna be
cleared out of
gone.
the
Bro.
facility.
Yeah, he's gonna be gone though. Yeah, Bezos
He's
is gonna
gonna
buy
be
the team.
gone.
Don't worry.
He's gonna be gone. But it's just there's something missing, man. It's like my whole fucking life, dude. There's always something fucking missing with this squad, man. It's like it's
It's
just
hard for Washington fans because one of the reasons why I became a fan because of the late great Sean Taylor, and we miss guys like him as far as that impact and that type of swagger and charisma. I mean, we've been a shit show since Snyder has been the owner. I mean, the Albert Hainsworth deal, that was like one of the worst contracts I mean, that was terrible. But Ron Rivera, I get you, clock management, his issues. He is a leader of men. I will give him that. I think he does a great job as far as motivating the players, getting them to play at a high level. It's just that his questionable decisions, particularly in crucial situations, that's the problem that I have. But I think with EB, man, I like our chances. And I think with Sam Howell as our quarterback, it has to go nowhere but up because we had Carson Wentz, and Carson Wentz was just trash.
He was
Let's just
horrible.
call it for what it is. He was trash.
I mean, I gotta see more on Sam.
I know it was
gotta
one game, but look, after what I saw from Carson Wentz, to me, my mentality is there's nowhere to go but up.
I'm not even comparing it to Carson Wentz. I'm looking at it more like Taylor Heineke, to be honest with you. You know
Taylor
what I mean?
Heineke was a baller now.
Yeah, I feel like
He was
because
a baller.
it's ACL, right? But I feel like they're all the same damn guys, bro. Heineke, Sam Howell, man, it's all the same motherfuckers, man. At the end of the day, like they're not really. You really put your hopes, and it's like even if they go to the playoff, you know they're gonna get smashed, man. Those guys are not even in the same level as Ryan Tannehill. It's hard for me to see a Sam Howell. I don't care if it's EB. I don't give a damn if it's fucking Sean McVay. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Sam Howell is even better than Baker Mayfield, to be honest with you, man. I was not sold on Sam Howell. So I think it's going to be the same old rhetoric. They're going to be respected because the defense is going to play tough. But by Thanksgiving, it's going to be an uphill battle. And Ron Rivera is going to do his Ron Rivera shit. Oh, yeah, man, blah, blah, blah. And at the end of the day, man, it's fool's gold, man. This team, the culture is so trash, bro. The culture is so disgustingly trash. It's going to be hard for them to get even lucky enough to go to the playoff, man.
Yeah, I want to make one more note before we move on about the Commanders. So, my two teams, hometown team, the diehard Jaguars fan from Jacksonville, born and raised, and then now I live in Atlanta, so I'm a Falcons fan too, just because like root for the team. Like I've been here for a number of years. But one thing about my hometown team, Jacksonville Jaguars, up until recently, it's one thing you have to get right in order to succeed as a franchise. Is that's the quarterback. The Commanders last good quarterback was RG3, but it was a one and done year, and before that
Injuries.
was like Donovan McNabb for that little stint. So it's hard. It's hard once you get that quarterback. It's the biggest key because y'all have all the weapons. Brian Robinson, Terry McLaurin,
Dotson.
Jahad Dotson,
I actually
Curtis
think we should
Samuel.
get. Sorry to cut you off. I think we should get. I would love Darnell Washington from Georgia, but I'm just going to put it in.
Oh, the 6'6" tight end. Yeah. He's he could be very dynamic. But y'all have all the offensive key pieces. But if you don't have that guy to throw to, because finally Jacksonville has that guy in Trevor Lawrence. Thank God. But before Trevor Lawrence, it was Gardner Minshew, Blake Bortles, Blaine Gabbert, Chad Henne. And two of those guys were first round picks. So
and just add Sam Howell. They all the same names, man. Blake, Sam, it's the same fucking games. And one thing that pissed me off too, man, that's why I got a beef with my organization. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was, as much as I used to get a beef with all my boys back home about this shit, dog. When we let Kirk Cousins go, I'm like, bro, this is the dumbest shit we ever did. We have a homegrown quarterback. Yeah, he's not elite, but Kirk Cousins was really, really good for what we had, man. I thought that set us back because we just need that consistency, having that one guy for 5 to 6 years, man. You know what I'm saying? Just like Baltimore had that guy, just a guy for 5 years, you know what I'm saying? Might get you a playoff win here and there. So we have a guy like a Kirk Cousins, and you give him Dotson, a McLaurin. I think Kirk Cousins would have done way better if he would have kept him, but obviously the organization is trash. So since we let go of Kirk Cousins, I always had that little animosity, that little beef with my organization, to be honest with you, because I'm like, we're still looking for a Kirk Cousins to this day. You know what I'm saying? We're still looking for a Kirk Cousins.
I just think that Washington throughout history, they have dropped the ball with quarterbacks and they just don't know how to get it right. But I'm gonna be optimistic. Because I'm tired of being I'm tired of being pessimistic about Washington.
It's gonna
Because
be
I'm
real,
just
dog. It's not pessimistic. The fact shows the fact, man.
I know, but at some point we have to break the cycle. I gotta think about 2023. This is I mean, y'all could say whatever y'all want. Y'all could say I'm crazy, but I have to look forward. And with the quarterback, yeah, we had RG3 for a while, and we thought we were gonna go forward, but unfortunately, injuries derailed his career. He was never the same. He wanted to run a certain type of offense. He wanted to be a pocket passer like Peyton Manning, and it proved that he wasn't that guy. He wasn't that guy. So, and yeah, with Kirk Cousins, I get we would get Kirk Cousins, consistent quarterback, over 4,000 yards passing, 30-something touchdowns, probably around 10 or 12 interceptions, 68% completion percentage. But what would that get us? We would pay him a ton of money.
Well, the same thing that would get the Baltimore Ravens with the guy that got over there.
Do not compare Kirk Cousins to Lamar Jackson.
You said what would I get you? The same
Are you comparing Kirk Cousins to Lamar?
The end results. The same thing. The same end result as the guy down the street. The same thing. Might get us one playoff win every 2 years. I mean, that's what I've seen. I'm just speaking on facts. I don't look at the analytics. I look at what I see. Daniel Jones, Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott, they all got the same playoff victories as this so-called, I want Mr. $230 million man. But, you know what I'm saying? Now let's, close it out real quick. So I'm going to ask you all this. You know what I'm saying? Who's the free agent winner and who's your free agent loser? And who you guys think is going to be the most impactful free agent in this past season for their respective team.
I like the Broncos free agency. I thought they did an excellent job with free agency outside of the 49ers. Like I said, they gave Russ a lot of help on the offensive line. Russ should have enough protection in the pocket. Yes, Russ did struggle as far as his decision making, but he didn't have enough time. And he and Justin Herbert, they were the most sacked quarterbacks last year. So I expect that to improve. And I think Denver, with the addition of Sean Payton, especially the fact that Sean Payton is not going to allow Russell Wilson to have his own quarterback's coach to work with him. And plus, Rush is going to have to do his part of ingratiating the offense and trying to building a relationship with the players. So I think there's nowhere to go but up for Denver. As far as with the losers in free agency, I say Raiders because I mean Jimmy G, I like him, but I still don't think it's good enough. And plus, you lose Waller. That's tough to me. So
Yeah, so my winners and losers of free agency. The winners, I was going to pick Chicago, but that's an obvious pick. I'm gonna go with the Dallas Cowboys. I thought they got an All-Pro corner in Stephon Gilmore to go opposite of Trayvon Diggs, and then you get another really good, talented, underrated receiver in Brandon Cooks, paying him with CD Lamb. And hopefully Michael Gallup can stay healthy as being the third option. I think the Cowboys are winners. I think they will have another high-power offense, average 30 points a game, et cetera, a 13-win season. But the losers in free agency is the team that didn't make no moves, and that's Tennessee Titans. These are the same Titans that were the number one seed 2 years ago and 3 years ago. They were in the AFC Championship game, and they have fallen off the cliff. Ryan Tannehill, you got to move off him. And your best player in Derrick Henry, you're trying to ship him out the door. He's the only guy you got left. Malik
Malik
Willis,
Willis.
he's trash. I'm sorry. He could even throw 100 yards in a single game, and you got replaced by a guy who wasn't even there. You got replaced when the season came on the line in week 18. You got replaced by a guy in Joshua Dobbs who literally didn't know the playbook and might be able to have more trust in that guy than the guy who's been there since preseason. So I think the Tennessee Titans are the biggest losers because y'all are not doing anything to improve your team, and you're just trying to make your team worse.
Perfect. I think it's very close as far as the winners for me, man. I definitely love what the Broncos did. I think they made sneaky move. Obviously, getting McGlinchey as far as solidifying the offensive line, I think that's a sneaky little move. I like what Sean Payton did as far as that. You know what I'm saying? And I love the Bears move. You know, I don't care what you say. The Bears, I think they're going to be one of the sexy team of next year, man. I think they're going to be one of the surprising team of next year. I love every attribute, everything they did as far as helping Justin Fields, and most importantly, putting that confidence. I think the kid just needed that confidence to be like, yo, you are our guy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everything is based on you right now. So I think the guy is made out of rhinoceros skin, man. I think he'll be able to handle that shit. And I expect a lot from the Chicago Bears, especially adding a superstar. And y'all heard me, a superstar like I feel like DJ Moore is as far as that offense. I think that's going to open up a lot. And one of the things I love their running back, Justin. What's his name? Khalil Herbert. I think Khalil Herbert, y'all watch out for that dude, man. He's going to be a top 5 running back in the league. He has that type of talent. So I'm big on what the Chicago Bears was accomplished. And as far as losers wise, it was very hard for me to say a specific loser, but one team I want to focus on right now is the Buffalo Bills. I think the Bills, you know, as far as they have all this high hopes, but yet they lost a bunch of guys on the offensive line. I didn't think they did anything to identify as far as free agency, as for that aspect. I didn't think they didn't do much in free agency. They need a running back. I still believe they need an extra receiver to help Stephon Diggs in a sense. So I think the Buffalo Bills, just the fact that they stay standstill and every year's got better. Obviously, you saw the Jets, what they're going to do with Aaron Rodgers. And we know what Belichick is going to do. Now we got Tommy O'Brien coming back to help as far as being the offensive coordinator. And you know the Dolphins are trying to win it all next year. So I do think the Buffalo Bills, as far as where they were status-wise, because they didn't do anything, I think they are one of my losers as far as moving forward in the draft, man. And
I'm surprised no one said Rams as far as losers.
I think they rebuild. I think we all kind of know they're rebuilding. That's why I never said the Titans
They
as
put
well.
all their chips in.
But the
I think
Titans, you're stuck with Tannehill with that contract, and Malik Willis hasn't been impressive.
At
I
all.
Has
think
not.
Ryan Tannehill got as much playoff victory as the guy in Baltimore, but that's what I'm just saying. So
This guy.
I'm just saying. I'm not
Too
saying
much black on black crime, man.
Ain't nothing to do with black on black, nothing, man. I love Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? I love what he's doing over there. And you guys are the same people that don't respect Deshaun Watson talking about his off field. Why are you gonna talk about my man's dirty laundry like that?
I didn't bring that up.
No,
Deshaun
I know
Watson.
you know who brought it up. You know who
I
brought
did.
it up.
I
didn't
did.
bring it
Hey,
up.
you didn't talk about Robert Kraft doing them masseuses in South Florida. You mentioned that, but Deshaun Watson mentioned a couple of masseuses, but it's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Robert Kraft actually got a case for that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, there ain't no black on black crime. I just like my chicken wings a little bit different than Lamar Jackson chicken wings. You know, he's just not worth gazillion dollars to me. That's what I'm saying. Since we all love Lamar in this, you know what I'm saying? Remember, I'm bald headed, bro. Us bald headed folks don't fuck with Lamar like that, man. So once again, boy, I appreciate y'all, man, coming on this live. So why don't y'all go ahead and do a little shout out, man, and see where all my guests can find you guys, man.
You can find me on all platforms: YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, also TikTok, and also for podcast apps, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, even Spotify at the Football Corner Podcast. So we greatly appreciate it. Come support your guy. I know,
Dope.
but yeah.
And as you all know, folks, your boy Sports PSP. Follow me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Also, episode Commanders Demand, working on the Grid Network. Check it out, man. And just support the podcast business and support podcasts in general, maybe. Just gotta keep grinding.
And for all my black audience, man, y'all go support black businesses, man, because those guys be going to get against me and shit. They might think since I didn't go to HBC, you know what I'm saying? They might try to get at me. I ain't go to HBCU, man. It's all good, man. I'm still from the DMV, bro. You already know, man. You already know. I appreciate y'all once again, man. I appreciate y'all watching this showcase, right? NFL free agency. So once again, to support the channel, I got the link up there. The link is going to be in the description as far as the Venmo, the PayPal, the Cash App. Appreciate all the donations y'all doing, man. Showing love to the kid, man. Once again, man, I'm the G to the U to the R to the U. Y'all like this, love this, share this, and I am out.
Peace.
Peace.